when you said that you would work against any ADC ticket in which Peter Obi is presented as a running mate, are you saying that even if a fair and democratic primary process produces another candidate, you would work against that person?
When we get there, we'll see that.
But in your own view,
when we get there,
it is Peter Obi that you think is most formidable to fight the...
So let me tell you something.
Yeah.
So that's a comment I made this thing ago. I'm like, when we get there, because I don't want to say, and for me, I love people to see the action. You know, people always be like, oh, when you get into a party, this is. I will tell you, and I'm not mincing any words. Aisha Yesufu, today, and a lot of Nigerians, see, Mr. Peter Obi is that person who has the most competence, credibility, character, and trustworthiness of the people, that the people trust in to guide the nation to where it needs to be. And I'm not mincing words on that. And I tell you something, as we are, there is no anybody that can outspend APC as it is, because they have the resources of this nation to do whatever it is that they want, and they're already doing whatever it is that they want to do. But guess what? There is one person that can outpassion them, and that's Mr. Peter Obi. And because of him, there are people who are going to come out and put their lives on the line and say there will be no rigging that will be done when they see him on that ticket. You know, there are two things that usually you get when you have someone who is running for office. Usually it's either they're very competent, but unfortunately they don't have the people, they are not as popular, they are not like the people's choice that people are ready to go all out for. Or you have sometimes the people are ready to go all out for them, but on the competency level, they are a bit weak. But for the first time in a long time that I can remember, I started voting in 1993, we have someone who these two qualities are in that person. He has the competence, and he's the one the people are yearning for. And so that's what we should be looking at. So for you, it's Obi or nothing? That's not what I'm saying. For me, it's Obi and Obi.
What if Obi is a running mate on the ticket? Would that work?
That's his choice. But I tell you, when we get there, you would see.
But would you work for an Obi as a running mate?
I don't work for Obi.
Because you have said it at some point that you have told him that he should not go. And it does look like a lot of obedience actually listen to you. You have a huge let me land on my question. You have a huge command and control, and you have a huge command and control on the thoughts of a lot of obedient who listen to you and who seem to agree with you. And a lot of them out there believe that it's Obi or nothing.
Let me tell you something. That's a very wrong way of looking at it. Nobody has command and control. Nobody has command and control over obedience. No, and I repeat, nobody.
Not even Mr. Obi himself.
Not Mr. Peter Obi himself. Nobody has. These are people, and that's the uniqueness of the obedient movement. The people who are there, they came in on their own. Nobody went to go and break them. They came in on their own and saw this support. Remember that this whole started from, even though it's called obedient movement, it started from after NSAS, when politicians were saying to those who had been the protesters and everything, if you don't like what happened, change us. So by 2021, you could see they had started mobilizing people to pick their PVCs, were doing this and everything. And when Mr. Peter Obi came out, they saw that. By as far back as 2021, you can go and check my tweets. The tweets are still there. I had done a tweet where I gave a list of things that PDP needed to do. And one of them, I was like, put Mr. Peter Obi at the forefront and Weke Jr. That was in 2021. By 2022, both of them had already, left the party. And so for him, that support, it's not about, there's someone who is telling them what to do. And these are people who are entrepreneurial. They have their jobs. They are not like the one that you are paying them 10. They give shishi. He's not paying anybody 10,000 every month for them to talk about him or to support him. They own their support. And most of them have repeatedly said that their support is not transferable. But let me tell you something. In 2014, And those tweets are still there, and I'll refer you to that tweet. And I did say that there was no how President Muhammadu Buhari, then General Muhammadu Buhari, was going to win election, especially after what had happened in 2000 was that 2011? Yes, and all of that. I never wanted, to vote for. And even a lot of people, they were against me as of that time. But by February, I changed my mind. Why? Because there was someone who was a running mate, and that's Professor Yemi Osibanjo. And I keep saying it. I don't have Buhari and Obasanjo's regime. I don't have any issue with Buhari, however he did, whether the incompetence and whatever, because I never believed him in the first time. But it was Professor Yemi Osibanjo that I voted for, and a lot of Nigerians. And let me remind you, by December, he was the one that started the campaign. He was on the streets, he was in Molwell, he was meeting people in their houses, he was doing town hall, he was doing common sense revolution. I'm like, wow, this is something new. And we all know Buhari. I was 10 years old when Buhari first became president, December 31st. I turned 10 December 12, 1983, and December 31st, he became president. And it was him and Idiagbo. And we saw how Idiagbo. And over the years, even when he was at PTF, you saw he's always someone who delegates. So I'm like, okay, with someone like Professor Osibanjo, we're going to have it. And guess what? And so I voted for that, because I see a lot of people say, oh, but you were the one that brought Buhari. No, it was Yemi Osibanjo for me that I was bringing him. And after that, I remember they were saying, Buhari will take care of security, Yemi with economy. I said, okay, even if you have Yemi, if he delegates to him, that makes it better. And I put my neck out and I voted. And my voice was very loud. And all for them to come. And guess what? After that, I realized that a running mate is actually like a spare tire that you were driving and you now had a flat tire, and you open your boot and the spare tire was at home. You get it?
And sometimes spare tires never get used.
Apart from even getting used, even when you want to, it's even at home. So you need to go home and bring it. And so for me, Aisha Yesufu, I am not, and I will never again, I've learned from that experience, I will never again vote for a running mate or campaign for a running mate. My campaign is for whoever is in charge, the president, whoever has the presidency. No, so I'm not using the running mate candidate as what I'm campaigning for. So I want to see a presidential candidate who I know is the most competent, has the most character, has the most empathy, has the best interests of Nigeria at heart, is not held down by luggages, and at this moment also physically fit, mentally fit to be able to take on the job.